in time and what many would even term the legacy of the former president Muhammadu Buhari. And as much as a lot of people would want to say they remember him for different things as regards to what their experiences, there are certain policies that you must say that the former president was able to put in place during his time that cannot be taken away from him, especially when it comes to data collection, which is one important part of the development and growth of any country. And you've also been listening to past leaders and those who served under him talk about the kind of a man that he was, especially as it concerns his integrity, the fact that his word was his bond. There are some others that would say that they are not very much excited about that. But, I mean, nobody would know a man beyond those that worked with him closely. So that's on one side. On the other side is to also look into what this means for the APC. As you know, there have been rumors, even before the passing of the former president, that he is not fully in alignment with President Bola Tinubu of the APC. And some people even made speculations that possibly he had some soft leaning towards the coalition. Well, how true that is now, we might never know, because we might not be able to ever hear. We would never be able to hear from the mouth of the man himself. But what does that mean? And if you bring that to Rivers State, since I talked about the APC, with the reconciliation that we have seen in the state politically, or some people would like to describe the political settlement that we have seen in the state, some would begin to ask, what role would the APC now be playing? Would they still play the role of opposition? Which is the question I'd like to ask you, the listener, this morning on the show. Will the APC in Rivers State still play the role of active opposition as it was playing when there was this political divide? Will it continue on that path now that we have some political settlement, or, in quote, reconciliation in Rivers State? I'll find your thoughts out in a matter of moments. We were supposed to have APC's Chief Emeka Beke with us on the show. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't understand. We're trying to establish contact with him and he's not taking his calls or returning them. Why? We can't put our fingers on why now, but we'll continue to try, and hopefully we hear from him. That's if he ends up responding to the calls and messages that have been put through to him. But then he was supposed to be on the show this morning, which was the conversation that was held, an agreement that was reached, talking about agreements. How far will the agreements go with regards to the political situation in Rivers State? And it still brings us to the same question. How is the APC going to play its role now, especially with many accusing the leadership of the APC to be run by the FCT minister? Well, that's an allegation, and it's a big one. And don't forget, we've seen events where we've had stakeholders and top leaders of the APC in those events present. And then there's also the question about the factions within the APC in Rivers State, which many said have brought about factional leadership. Well, there's been reports to debunk that. And before the national chairman of the party left his position, he was in Rivers State to affirm that, there's one leader that the party recognized and this is what it is. Many followers within the party still do not seem to align with that. How would all of this play out with regards to the reconciliation? Don't forget that there were also those that hinted that accused the suspended governor of sponsoring a faction of the APC just to get back at the FCT minister at the time. Well, I'm bringing all of this up because the question remains, what now happens since we have this political settlement? Are we now going to see the APC soft pedal or continue to play its opposition role as it has always been playing in the way that it has been playing it? Or are we going to see a change in the situation? Well, let's first start with hearing your thoughts on this. That's the question we need you to respond to this morning. 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. You can also call 0817-923-0002. Any of these numbers will get you access to us in the studio, and let's get your thoughts. The question again, simple, still remains. Now that we have this political reconciliation or political settlement, whatever you want to call it, in Rivers State, well, as we await the return of the governor back into office fully, will the APC in Rivers State still continue to play its opposition role to the fullest? What should we be expecting from the opposition in Rivers State? Yes. So tell us your name and where you're calling from. Let's hear you. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning, Sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Chima. I'm talking from Mokuta.
All right, Chima.
At this point in time now, I believe it's your religion and your faith. You know that Lazarus cannot be resurrected for the second time. I think this thing has been put to death effectually. Because one, even the leader that the governor wanted to follow that time, which is Rotimi Amechi, their own sector, has now gone to what they call it the APC party. So as it starts now, APC is in a full one formidable body, which is being led by Tito Nukocha, that actually gave the condition to similar Ibubana that if you're coming to APC thinking that your sins will be forgiven, then know that you are getting it wrong. So as it starts now, APC in Rivers State is just one person, one body led by Tony Okocha. You understand? And again, with the settlement between the Sovereign governor and his predecessor, which is Iya Wike, even the other faction of Amechi that wanted to snatch the governor out of PDP, they are the ones that came back to say that the governor shouldn't even come into office, that he's so soft. So they lost everything entirely. As we speak now, we have just PDP and APC working in alliance as it stands now. Then we are expecting this controversial APC, if it will see holes, because the agency already in Rivers are crying that Rotimi Amechi has come again with his own technique of hijacking things that he didn't really invested or what he didn't even suffer for. So to me, everything is settled now. Thank you. My name is Chima.
All right, Chima, thank you. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Emeka, calling from Edilalini. There is no any other APC in Rivers State except Tony Okocha's own. The headquarters of opposition has moved down now to ADC. So where is the state of Emeka Beke? Factional, which means all of them are moving down to ADC. So the only APC in Rivers State is Tony Okocha. And I want to urge our governor, similarly that the PDP is scared here in Rivers State. He should please join them there. Because Tony Okocha is the only people that the National Working Committee has recognized. According to Supreme Court judgment, they say party is supreme. National Working Committee has recognized him. BOT has recognized him. NEC has also recognized him. So judiciary don't have any say on party affairs. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Good morning, Nigeria Info. Rise to it. Good morning.
Yeah, my brother Andrew. Greetings to you.
All right, go on, please. What's your name and where you're calling from? Go on, Lugaman.
My brother, it's unfortunate some persons will talk something that they don't know. Let me put the record straight.
All right, please do.
Ameki leaving APC for ADC does not stop Emeka Beke and people like Lugaman or others from functioning as a member of All Progressive Congress. Everybody is entitled to associate with any party that they belong. Thank God that you have interviewed Darlington Wuju, who is a spokesperson of APC. He told you that he remains a member of APC. Emeka Beke remains our chairman. Looking at the adoption of Simla Efobara, it's not even only APC. Both ABGA, both Labour Party, all the political parties in Rivers State are in support of SIM, based on the liberated Rivers people from the shackle of godfatherism. That is why you see us supporting him, and we saw him executing projects that even the HCD minister could not even do for 80 good years. That's why you see us supporting him. Now they have reconciled. It does not stop us from watching the government, from criticizing constructively where it is where it did not do well. It does not stop us from doing our work as an opposition. But I want to say that the coming of the governor, we don't know what is in his mind, but we want him to come back first. It is through his actions that we will know exactly the way to go. But I want to call Nigerians to please allow the free flow of democracy to flow in Rivers State. Thank you, Lugaman, for the change.
All right, Lugaman, thank you very much. Nigerian for good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yes, my name is Comrade Kuwate Magnus. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Very quickly, I want to say that the leadership of APC is safe in the hand of Chief Tony Okocha, and it cannot be argued. I have a very simple appeal to those who are still aggrieved that since 2015, the party has not won any election in this state, and it is not good as a political party. Now that the party has come together and restored leadership on Chief Tony Okocha to lead the party in the state, I want to appeal that all the aggrieved members of the party should drop all that is worrying them or disturbing them and support the leadership, because come 2027, we cannot afford to be a mere social club for birthday party, for burial ceremony, and for welcoming our leaders from Abuja in the airport. We must win election. And so any other aggrieved member of the party should come together and support the leadership, because that is the only way to go. Thank you so much, Andrew.
All right, thank you very much. Nigerian for good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning. My name is Stanley here, but I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, first and foremost, I believe what we have in River State is just one APC, heavily led by Chief Tony Okocha. For those who claim that Emeka Beke is the APC chairman, I don't know. But for me, though I'm not a member of APC, but I'm aware that who INEC recognizes as the APC chairman of River State is Chief Tony Okocha, and the National also recognizes him.
Okay, Stanley. So what the conversation or the question has nothing to even do question who is or who is not.
That's where I'm going to.
Would the APC still continue with its active opposition role following this political settlement that we are seeing? Putting in mind that there have been allegations that, well, the APC is also being controlled to some degree by the FCT minister.
First, I will advance to that assertion that our leader, Chief Emeka,
It's not an assertion; it's an allegation.
Okay, let me advance to that allegation. Chief Emeka is not a member of APC. He's not controlling the APC in River State. Understand? Just that the APC and PDP in River State have this brotherly relationship. They've come to that terms of, okay, there's no need we killing ourselves and all the rest. We are one, even if two different parties. So with the peace process going on in River State, and you are aware that this peace process is coming from the national.
Stanley, how come the APC did not realize that we are brothers and we are one under the past administration or the administration before? How come the APC didn't realize that we are one all those times? How come the APC didn't realize we are one even before now, when the APC was actively playing its role as opposition? Well, we'll take a commercial shortly. And then hopefully if you can call back and respond to the question I just asked you, that would be fantastic. Well, let's take a short break. Our conversation continues afterwards. respond to the question I asked before the break and what the conversation has been about. Just to also tell you, President Tinubu will be leading the delegation to the burial of former President Buhari, whose remains will be flown in from London. You already know he passed on in a hospital in London, ill health, and nobody prays for that. But then it comes, and sometimes it leads to a fatal end, just like in the case of the former president. Again, our condolence goes out to the family of the former president and loved ones and everyone around the world who are mourning the passing on of former President Muhammadu Buhari. I think it's a lesson for everybody to understand that death is inevitable. It will eventually come. So the best you can do whenever you find yourself in a position where you can help, do what is right, do what is good, and do what people would remember you by for good. That said, my name is Ifeemi Andrew. The APC is in the conversation in Rivers State, and I'd asked you, if you get on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, then you would have come across the question there. It's very simple. Now that we have some political stability, political peace, political settlement, whatever label you want to give it, what does this then mean for the APC, which is, the major opposition in Rivers State? Are we going to have them continue in that role that they have been on in the past couple of months, in fact, as an opposition? Or are things going to change? Well, what does this now mean? I'll take a few messages on Facebook. We're streaming live. So if you haven't joined, get on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. This one says, I believe with the settlement and some level of understanding, the APC can still play a good opposition, not an aggressive one. But after local government elections, we go know how far. Okay. Omoefe, there you will send that one. Tam Ben says, what legacy? For me, I don't think there's any legacy from for the past late president. Christian Igbuluka says, politics is political. Clever, Sonny. Those of us that have issues with the leadership in the APC, leave that in your APC. If you feel there's anybody you think is the authentic chairman of the APC, let your party put out a statement. At the moment, the national leadership of your party had stated who they say is the chairman of the party in Rivers State, and that is Chief Tony Okocha. All right. If they are aggrieved, there are agreements because there are factions to it. So we now have some who say the Chief Tony Okocha faction, there are others that will say the Chief Emeka Beke faction. But then what the national leadership of the party said in his own statement is that Chief Tony Okocha is the chairman of the party. So if there's an argument about that, I think the gentlemen involved will do us the favor of settling these matters and getting the court to give a final verdict, and the political party as well to recognize whatever judgment needs to be recognized and state who they are working with as the leader of their party in Rivers State. Beyond that, members within the APC, this is for you to settle. What we want to find out is simple. In Rivers State now, with the political arena as it is, what would the opposition look like? 0817 923 0007. 0817 923 0002. Because the reports, the rumors, the allegations that went round before now were a lot too. I'm sure we remember, I was citing a few of them. There were some that says, the divide in the APC was being sponsored by the suspended governor. There were some that even accused the suspended governor of funding Chief Emeka Beke, own faction of the APC. There are those that said that the FCT minister was the one that made sure that Chief Tony Okocha emerged as the chairman of the APC, and is the one sponsoring his faction, using them as a tool to at the time put pressure on the governor because they were not on the same page, and so on and so forth. The allegations and reports were just rumors were enormous. Now we have this seeming political peace in Rivers State. I don't know how fragile it is. For some people, they say it's really fragile, but at least it is here. And it seemed to look like, okay, the FCT minister and the governor are on the same page now, as well as the lawmakers. What then happens with the opposition? We all know what opposition political parties should be doing and how opposition politics should be. But if there's any truth to any of these allegations, especially as it concerns the one that says that, the APC in Rivers State is also being one way or the other controlled by the FCT minister, which some members of the PDP at the national level has also hinted on. They've said that, he's trying to be in charge of the PDP and the APC. I didn't say it. I'm only saying what they said. Now, if that is anything to even look at, what would it now mean with regards to opposition politics in Rivers State now that there is some sort of political settlement? So that's what we want to find out from you. JJ and Rumigbo, will start with you. Good morning. 0817-923-0002. JJ, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Yeah.
Andrew, you remember Victor Gadam, right? When he did something. Okay, you are going there right now.
The event he held, was it the event he held and then the FCT minister attended?
Bam.
Well, they say anybody can go for events now. It does not matter. Is that not what was said?
No, don't jump the guns now. Allow me to conclude now.
Go on. Sorry. Go on.
The FCT minister made a speech there and said, and I quote, that both the APC and the PDP are with him.
Okay.
Don't forget that the Victor Gadam is from the APC. Both Aaron Chukwu, Emeka, and Tony Okocha, they were all there, right? And he said that he has the biggest political family right now in Rivers State that can defeat anybody. End of quote. Can you now use that one now to judge, to tell you that...
No, JJ, you will tell us. It is not me that will judge. It is you that will tell us. So,
I just gave you the preamble. You should use that.
But JJ, you'd also look at this. The idea of they are with me could mean a lot of things in the concept of that event. It could be with me in the sense that they are all together in that event at that moment together as friends. It might not mean that he is the one in charge of the political parties.
That event, Andrew, is the reality on ground that he just explained, and that's the true position. Some of those press conferences that you hear over time, declare this, declare that the APC was doing, was okay. So, I don't know.
But we don't have empirical proof now to show that it was okayed by the FCT minister.
Over time, the mother pig told the small one, asked the mother, why are you using mouth to dig ground? The mother said, don't worry, when it's time, you will know. The time will soon come.
All right. Okay, JJ, thank you. NTA Road, Mufasa is on the line. Good morning, Mufasa.
Yeah, hi, Andrew. Good morning once again.
Morning to you.
Yeah, well, for me, I feel that technically, I do not think, even as we speak, that the APC, even though we know that they are in disarray, should be considered as an opposition in Rivers State. I'm aware that the person that is currently in government house is representing the president, and the president is an APC member. So I do not think, for me, that the APC is opposition. Initially, they boasted that they are going to pin their party flag in government house. And I'm sure they succeeded in doing that. We're talking about the so-called peace. After this whole movement, I asked a salient question, which is, how do you mend a broken mirror, Andrew? How do you mend a broken mirror? Everybody is pretending that everybody has come together, there is peace and all of that. But we could still feel the aggravation, even when, both parties call and, make statements on the internet. The aggravation is still there. So, conclusively for me, politics has taken over, sanity in this country. That is why Rivers State is more or less in a state of arrested development. If they like, they will be court order. If they like, they do whatever their national body told them. Nigeria has got to the level where even the courts is no longer the hope of the common man. Nobody takes court judgment seriously anymore. So it's just a case of party after party. Let us just wait for time to say. Maybe after the local government election, we can now know if APC is actually the opposition or the ruling party in Rivers State. Thank you, very fantastic.
Gift in Yenegua. Let's hear you now. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Andrew Chairman. I love that. The truth of the matter is this, Andrew Chairman.
Yes.
Let me tell anyone who cares to listen. It is a rainbow coalition. The side of Amishi who decided to dump his people or put them under the bus. That is left to them. But the one that is controlled by the mainstream from the presidency down to the unit, which is led by no other person, the personality of Tony Okosha, who is the APC authentic chairman, is in the Rainbow Coalition, together with Emeka Aaron, which is the only recognized chairman of PDP. They are working in tandem. Pari passu. No argument. They have said it over and over. So nobody should come on air to pretend that they said it is a rainbow coalition and they are looking up to just one leader, which is Ezebonyi Wike. It is not an easy thing. So
in other words, Gift, you are admitting that the FCC minister determines or is also determining how the APC works with the PDP in Rivers State.
It is all about understanding. Politics is give and take. People don't know these things. Politics, it is give and take. If you want to take 100%, then you lose 100%. If you are ready to let go of some and get some, then you can move forward. These are people that since 2016, till this date, under the watch of Rotimi Shibika Amechi, they've not succeeded in getting anything. Do you know how they managed to get even House of Reps members? It is those people who rebel in PDP that decided to embrace Amechi. Not that Amechi won outrightly in any election. Antonio Okosha supported Sinfobara. People don't know these things. He supported them and kicked against anything Tony Cole. It is on record. So they are working together. It is not something of today. It has been there from the genesis. So what are we saying?
All right.
So anybody who is thinking otherwise, that is left to you. But these people are working together. We are all one. Thank you.
Okay. So where are we now going to have the anti-party? Then where is the difference in ideology if they are all one? Because the idea of a political party or group is different in ideology and it has to be distinct different in ideology. And then the people would have to look at which ideas they feel they can align with that would move a country forward. Yes, there are places where they would have to come to some compromise, true, but distinctively, there has to be a difference between these two political parties. From how you put the picture now, it doesn't sound as though there is. If we ask what is the distinct ideology of the APC and the distinct ideology of the PDP in Rivers State, can somebody cite it for me? I mean, if you look at Democrats and Republicans, for instance, it is clear what both sides stand for. And areas where they have to come together and have some agreement, especially in the House, they do that when it concerns certain bills that concerns the growth and development of the American people. Is that the situation here in the country? Dakuku in Echie, good morning. Okay, we lost that call. Let's go over to mile 3. Good news. Okay, we also lost the call from Good News. The number to call is 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0003. Those are the numbers to call to get through to us this morning. Some of your comments, I'll see how many more I can take on Facebook. In Rivers State, there's nothing like opposition. For me, the former governor, Nyesom Beke, is in charge of the PDP and the APC. In these local government elections, they will do what he wants them to do, and they will share these things among themselves between both parties. Our only hope now is the coalition. That's Ferdinand Unwodo. You sent that message in. Susie in Alakaya, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew.
Permit me to just take you a little bit a memory lane as far as this state is concerned. During the time of Emeka, Emeka was a minister of education, junior minister. All that happened, and then he became a governor. Immediately he became the governor. We, the radio callers, I want to tell you, we are the only opposition to Chief Barrister Emeka at that time. All those who man the positions of PRO for APC, chairmanship, and all of that, all of them ran away from the state. It was only people like us that we are speaking, to the extent that the day we met with the Minister of Transportation, he congratulated all of us. I know the people that followed to that movement. And he said that you people have provided service, putting this government on his tool. He progresses like that to the extent that when Beke was the governor at that time, he provided opposition to the APC in the center. Instead of APC in the center to reply him, they gave him title, infrastructural this and all of that. But if it was to be the other way around, they would have dealt with him because the force is actually in the center. Even within the state, as I speak to you now, like Jip said something, that is just an understanding. It has nothing to do with one man determining. But this is actually politics. If only you could play this politics and make sure you got people, persuade them into working with you. What is immoral about that? What is illegal about that? It is just that understanding. Except anybody is telling me that would not understand. If for one say, I would say that because in African context, in the Rema context, our language, we do not understand what politics is all about. But this is the politics to what it is. So if you are talking about how it's going to work in River State, my friend, I want to tell you that it is only those that are bitter as against Jason Wike, because anything that Wike name is mentioned, there are those that will never forgive themselves. Even they have even spoken in this program now. So for me,
all right,
I want
Susie,
to say that we are going to work together, however it is.
Thank you. That's that's how much we can take. We're already running out of time. We have a commercial to go for, so let's see if I can just do quickly Jude and Omuma, and then we get Chima on the line. Hello, Jude.
Yeah, APC in River State.
Yes.
Is presently constituted and no longer play strong opposition.
Yeah.
Because the one being led by Emeka Beke, 99% of membership have merged to ADC. So that one led by Emeka Beke is only existing with Emeka Beke and very few ESCO members. So the majority of the APC of Emeka Beke have merged into ADC. So the other one, whether the governor is in APC, the suspended governor is in APC or PDP. For me, what is happening now is that the governor, the state legislature, up to the national members of the legislature from River State are mainly playing for time.
All right.
I can't tell you they are in PDP. They are playing for time.
All right, Jude. We'll have to end it there. Chima from Mother George, unfortunately, time will not permit us to take your call and hear what you have to say. Apologies. We have to go for a short break now and then prepare for the news at 9. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. You can continue to interact with us on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Hello, Port Harcourt will come on next with Jude. Good morning.
Are you